And hello and welcome everybody back to the HoloBros podcast. I'd like to thank you guys again for joining. I am here today with my co-host, good friend, and my brother.
What's up, guys? Hey, man. It's me.
Back
It's me,
here,
man.
good. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Nah, what's good, everybody, man? It's your boy Coop, aka the Great DC. Glad y'all tuned in again. This is episode number 3. So,
Throw them threes up. Throw them threes up.
sir. But yeah, like I said, we just episode number 3. We trying to just keep growing, keep expanding, pause, and trying to just give y'all more tools and more things that y'all could, I guess, like work with, so y'all could better y'all lives and maybe motivate y'all to do certain things. And you know what I mean? So once again, thank you for taking this journey with us. We only gonna get better.
Hmm.
The vocabulary, the how we say things, the show format, how we flow through everything, the audio, the video, all that is gonna get better. So uh just appreciate y'all for even taking this journey with us. But without me rambling, you know what I mean, let's take
Yes,
it to
sir.
my girl Wheezy, man. What we got? What we got for today, man?
So today, as y'all see the title, we are talking about frequencies today and how it basically can impact you in every single way. Cause like frequencies are important, bro. If you're not, as we said in the last show, if you're not vibrating and elevating yourself to a point where it's positive and like shaping your life into how you want to shape it, it can like ultimately deter you, and it can just like affect you in many different ways. So we just thought about frequency. Like frequency, a lot of people don't talk about that, bro. Like frequency is something that doesn't, like I said, it's not talked about. Like frequency is everything. I really feel like frequency is like, if you're not, what I'm saying, going day by day on a higher frequency, and if you're vibrating on a lower frequency, you can see that. Like you could literally feel it and see it, cause then all the people around you, they be like, "Yo, what's wrong with you?" Or like if you're, let's say, on another scale, um, like on a different day, if you're vibrating on a higher frequency, people will feel that. Like people will feel good. Like, yo, like this dude, like he's vibrating on, or like he's on a different level today, like positively wise. So frequency, it's like it's important. It's really important. So as our first topic today, you know what I'm saying, why is it so easy to be negative than positive? Personally, I feel like when you're when you feel like negativity is the best way to go, because I feel like, I know I'm from, me and Coop, we're both from inner cities. Like we both have seen a lot of things where it was negative. So when you're around that, like all day, every day, you start to feel that, and you start to vibrate on that negative frequency, and then it's like a domino effect. Like I talked about last episode, it's a domino effect, and then you start to act negative rather than positive. So I feel like being negative is just a lot easier, even though that's not really the way to go. Like I feel like if you're a more positive person, a lot more things, positively wise, will start to come back towards you. Like I said last episode, I'm gonna keep referring back to last episode, because everything is full circle. Literally everything is full circle. Whether it's negative or positive energy, whether if um like if you're giving out compliments, if you're, let's say, you see a homeless person on the street, you give them, saying, a couple of dollars, it always comes back. So being negative rather than being positive is just, it's not the way to go, even though that's the easier route, because you could be negative and still go on about your day, and like, yo, you know what I'm saying, I was negative. Like who want, like, really, like I want y'all to realize this. Why do y'all feel as though, because I want y'all to think about this, why do y'all feel like, what I'm saying, being negative is just a lot easier route to go? Because I've noticed that. Me and Coop have noticed that. We've noticed along the years that a lot more people prefer to be negative, when it's not it. Like being negative is really not it. So that's pretty much how I like see it as of right now. So what do you think, Coop?
Oh yeah, no, you saying some real facts, but real quick too, because I wanted to kind of piggyback what you were saying before about going back to old episodes, referring back to old episodes. This whole thing, guys. Once again, we're not experts. We're just guys trying to tell y'all through our experiences and what we know, like as we're going through this journey, as far as just life and not only just the podcast, life in general.
Mm-hmm.
But pretty much everything like he was saying is full circle. So we may be talking about things that overlap. So like, wait, y'all were just talking about this last episode. Yeah, but in a different we're talking about it, I guess, in a deeper way or in a different way or different aspect. So don't be alarmed if y'all be like, wait, they just talked about the same thing like last episode. It's full circle. So like he was
Yeah,
saying. So
100%.
uh but real quick, I don't have too much to add, but what I do have to add is the to the question of why is it so easy to be negative and positive. Uh, I think it's an easy, simple answer to that, and it's pretty much just though what frequency a higher frequency means what positive, a lower frequency is what negative.
Mm-hmm.
So by default, if you're looking at it from the higher to lower, it's easy to get to a lower frequency than it is to get to a higher one. So, for example, like I talked about last episode, it's harder. Well, no, it's more powerful to use positive energy than negative energy. It makes not seem that way because the world around us is so negative, but at the end of the day, the positive energy is gonna win out because it's higher, it's stronger. So to equate it to like give y'all a visual, it'll be like picture a ladder. The first rung of the ladder is negativity. The highest part of the ladder, the top, is positivity. So that first step is going to be negative. It's going to be easier to get to the first step than it is to the top. You got to go through a few rungs to get to the top. So that's why I feel like it's way easier to be uh, negative than positive because it don't take no effort. It's just like with anything, like in life. You know, it's not hard to quit. It's hard to keep going because your
Facts.
brain is going to always go with comfort and was going to go the easier route, the path of least resistance. So if you're one of those people, you're most likely going to find yourself in those situations of where I'm going to be negative because it's easier for me to be negative. Like you probably seen in your everyday life. We all experienced it. Somebody wrongs you or somebody do something crazy to you. It's harder to forgive them and be nice to them. Not be nice, but like show them some respect, even though they disrespected you, than it is to say, "No, man, no, I ain't going for that." Da 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 da. Right? Because it's easier to be negative, and we're
Facts.
conditioned that way because, like I said, the world around us is so negative that it's almost as if just it's second nature to us at this point. We're kind of bred it into that. So that's my quick synopsis of that. And shit, sorry, but real quick about frequency because I don't think we even talk about frequency is for people that don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Frequency is just an energy. So
Yeah.
like like Wheezy was saying before, with frequency, if you can't really see it, but you can feel it.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't see, oh yeah, K1 energy off, but I could feel it. I could be like, nah, his energy, like how he talking, just how he walking, how he carry himself. Like you can see if you look closely, you may subconsciously you may not even know you're doing it, but you can kind of see like y'all call it we call it vibes.
Yeah.
Like as
Mm-hmm.
a society we call it vibes, but it's really what it really is. It's a frequency, it's an energy. So like yo, boy vibe was kind of off, like or her vibe is off. So that's her frequency that she's walking around with, and you can see it's strong. It's kind of like just a concentrated energy. Like if you know that feeling like somebody's staring at you, you know somebody's staring at you, but
Mm-hmm.
you're not looking to see, but you just know it
Yup.
because they're concentrating all their energy on you. So like I said, it's just a frequency. We're gonna talk about more so concentrated energy and all that, but it's pretty much frequency, just an energy, and there's levels to it, obviously. So higher is positive, lower is negative, which I was just discussing before, and Weezy was talking about too. So yeah, that's what I got for that, pretty
Definitely.
much.
And just to piggyback off of that, bruh, the music that y'all listen to, bruh, that plays literally the
The
biggest part.
frequency.
If you are music buffs like us, we're music buffs. Like I will say that we fuck with music heavy. But if
But isn't
you
music buff? Isn't that kind of ugly though? It got to be a swaggier way to say that. It got to be. Nah, that got to
Bruh,
be a
but
swaggier way.
but you have like your music buffs, you have your movie buffs,
Music
like
buffs.
you
Yo,
have your gamers, like you. I guess a swaggier way you could say it, I guess, would be a music head or whatever, a movie head or whatever. But it's
yeah,
just
but
like,
that's corny too. That's played up. For all y'all that still use head, like, yo, he's a weed head. Yo, he's a.
hey man,
Only people that still use head is like Packers fans. Like, yo, I'm a cheese head.
hey
That's
yo
corny. But
yo,
shout out to the Packers fans. But come,
hey,
if you call
shout out
yourself a
to
cheese
y'all.
head, I got some friends that are Packers fans. If y'all call yourself cheese heads though, come on, bro.
Nah,
Don't do
that
that.
that that is a
But
little
yo, in the comments, let us know what's swagger than music buff, please.
word. That's a fact. That's a fact. Let us know. But the
Cause I don't want to
music.
be considered a music buff. Like, go ahead, bro. Let's hear. All right,
Nah,
music.
but the music that you guys listen to, whether it be like drill music or like kill scripts, like I'm talking about like Chief Keef, Lil Durk, G Herbo, like Pop
Yeah.
Smoke, even
Shout out
even
to DJ Academics for that too. The kill
nah
scripts. That's a funny ass word.
nah,
That's a
it's a
funny
fact.
ass phrase, but that's
It's
facts
facts
though.
though. It's facts. All that is negative energy. But if you listen to people like Sir or like J Cole or like Corday rather, they I would say all of those artists I just mentioned, they all have positive frequencies and they'll help you feel as though like you feel good rather than you listen to Pop Smoke every single day. Bro, you gonna want to spin on imaginary ops that you don't have, or you know what I'm saying, if you actually are living that life, it only adds to the negative frequencies that you're already going through. So why, you know what I'm saying? It may be different circumstances for other people, which it definitely is, but why wouldn't you want to be on why wouldn't you want to be operating on a higher frequency? And what I mean by that is listening to different music. I mean like higher beat, like higher, what's what I'm looking for? Like
Frequency.
higher frequencies. It's just when you have beats that are not 808s and have more so like symphonies or even like the lo-fi that's chilling in the back right now. That's a higher frequency because it makes you feel as though you don't want to spin on ops. You don't, you know what I'm saying, just want to go just, you know what I'm saying, beat the entire world up cuz you know what I'm saying, it's making you operate on a different level. It's making you operate on a negative level, and or like I said, listening to different artists like Corday, Cole, people who are actually positive and actually wants to uplift others. That can also change your frequency as well. So frequency is quite literally the biggest. I want to say it's the biggest feeling out there, next to happiness and peace, sadness, whatever, you know what I'm saying, whatever else, because it plays the biggest part and we never realize it up until you actually dive deep and it's like, yo, like the music that I'm listening to, it isn't the best. Like it's actually making me feel like I hate the world, and it's not a good feeling. It's really not a good feeling. So music is everything. I feel like it's definitely everything.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a fact. But too real quick. I don't want to confuse people. The frequency and emotions, the comparison. I wouldn't say that's a good comparison only because the frequency is the highest thing. So the frequency controls your emotions. They dictate your emotions. So like higher frequency music are gonna it's gonna make you be happier or whatever, as opposed to 808s where it's like either depressing or you're on edge and you want to
mhm.
go spin the block on all your ops and smoke on imaginary op pack and all that dumb stuff that
Mhm.
that they do and talk about in music.
Mhm.
But like pretty much just to sum it all up, how do you feel when you listen to music? Are you on edge? Or do you want to like go ride around and go look for people, or do you want to like punch something or whatever, or are you just at peace? Are you calm? Are you chilling? Like that
Facts.
kind of that kind of is a big factor in is it higher or lower frequency?
Facts. That's definitely facts. Cause it it really just. Music is everything. Especially like I said, if you're like us and if you literally listen to music every single day, you'll start to realize that. Like slowly but surely, whether if you're younger, you're older, and if you haven't really just like taken the time out just to realize like, yo, like this isn't positive, or it's like, or even if you are listening to positive music, like, yo, like this music is making me feel good. So it's everything. So that leads me in to the next topic, which is the power of forgiveness. I know Coop, you briefly talked about this before as well, in your one of your other points as well, where forgiveness, people, I guess, people don't really forgive. I've noticed that. Like people, like I feel like a lot of people nowadays tend to hold grudges, where people don't really like to just, I guess, move on, or just like not even move on. I guess move on, but it's like forgiveness is rare. Like you'll see people where it's like, yo, I hate this person from like 5 years ago. What did they do to you? They probably did some stupid ass shit. But if you don't forgive and move on, how can you ever grow from that? And that's what I mean. Like the power of forgiveness is huge. Cause once you can forgive and move on, that's how you grow. That's literally how you grow. That's how you grow as a person and as a character. Because if there's no growth, if there's no realization as to which, yo, this is some stupid shit that I'm still harping over from like 6 years ago. It's like, the fuck? Like why do you still have that hate? Why do you still have that hatred? What is the point of not forgiving somebody? Like if you forgive somebody, even if they wronged you or whatever the case is, it's like, all right, they wronged me. Like that's bottom line. Like they wronged me, but I forgive them. But I just know that, I know for me, whenever I forgive somebody and if they wrong me, I'll forgive them, but then I'll know that I can't have them in my life because they wronged me. That's the proper way to grow. Cause once you realize, like, all right, I forgave that person, but I won't allow them ever in my life again, and that's just bottom line because they obviously shown that either they can't be trusted, or it's just we don't have that connection. If you don't have that connection, it's really not much you can do at that point, but just forgive and forget. Like, because that's really how you forget about things, is when you forgive. That's really the first step into forgiveness, or growing
I
rather.
think you mean forgive but don't forget.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Forgive
like
but don't forget.
forgive but don't forget like what they did or
Yeah,
such and such.
100%. Because it's like people don't forgive nowadays. People, I don't know. Is hatred. I feel like hatred is so deep rooted in the people and how they grew up. Cause I've noticed that. I've noticed that so much growing up, where people, it's just you don't forgive, and it's like, why? Like, granted, yeah, they could, like I said, they could do some really like deep rooted, some messed up things to you, but you know what I'm saying? You have to grow from that. Like, if you don't grow, then are you really like being your best self? Cause that's what life is. Is you grow, but you can't grow if you don't just move on. And what I mean by moving on is forgiveness. So what do you think about that, bro?
Shit, what you were saying was all facts, definitely. But what I would say too is people don't forgive because they think by forgiving they're doing the other person a favor. So I'm forgiving, so you wrong me, I'm forgiving you, but that mean I'm forgiving you because I want to do you a favor. No, stop thinking about that. Because if, let's say, somebody wrongs me, right, and I'd be like, and somebody be like, yeah, you should forgive them. I'm like, nah, they don't deserve it. That's how most people, they don't deserve my
Mm-hmm.
forgiveness for what they did. It's not for them. You deserve it.
Facts.
Because let me tell you something. I heard this before. Holding a grudge against somebody is like drinking poison, hoping that it's gonna or thinking that it's gonna kill the other person.
Mm,
At the end of the day, listen. Let's say somebody wrongs you, right? They don't care. So you holding a grudge against them, they don't care. Cause especially if they haven't apologized to you, they don't care clearly. So why are you still harping over it? You're slowly eating away at yourself. You're slowly causing depression, more anger, just more unnecessary trauma and emotions to yourself that's unneeded because at the end of the day, you're caring more about it than they do. They don't care.
yup.
They probably at Whole Foods getting something to eat, looking for something to eat.
It's a
And
fact.
you worried about, oh yeah, when I see such and such, man, it's on, da 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 da.
Hmm.
Oh yo, I'm never gonna forget what they did to me. You don't have to forget. That's what I was telling Wheezy. Like, I think he messed it up, but it's not really about forgetting. You don't have to forget what they did. I'm not saying forget what they did and like be naive and get tricked by them again or be
Hmm.
fooled or whatever happened by them again. But forgive them, not for you. I mean, not for them, for you. Take that burden off yourself. Take that weight off your shoulders. Stop allowing people to control your emotions because if they control your emotions, they control you. So
100%.
when you walk around with this hatred and this anger for somebody, then guess what? They have control of you. You're on their mind. You're like as people say now, they're living rent free in your head.
Hmm.
Let them go.
Hmm.
Once again, not for them. Because that's where a lot of people get that disconnect and a lot of people get that, oh, they don't deserve my forgiveness. No, but you deserve your forgiveness.
Yup.
You deserve to forgive them.
Yup.
Because that harboring and that hate is going to slowly eat at you. It's going to slowly eat at you. You may not see it, but it's going to slowly but surely eat at you. And it may lead to more crazier things and whatever the case may be. It don't got to get to that. Especially a lot of times, I'll be holding grudges because somebody walked in front of you in the cafeteria, or somebody cut you off in traffic. Who
Hmm.
cares, bro? Life is more important than that, bro.
Facts.
So I challenge anybody listening to this right now, man. If somebody did you wrong or somebody like whatever did you like I said did you wrong, forgive them, please.
Yeah.
Not for them, but for you. Take that burden off yourself. And another thing too that I learned was forgiveness is important, and also treating people with respect is important, even if you're not getting treated with respect. I'm gonna say this for another topic, but pretty much if somebody's treating you with disrespect and you meet them with disrespect, you're no different than any other person because even bad people treat bad people that disrespect them or other people that disrespect them with disrespect. But a bad person will never treat somebody with respect that they don't think deserves it.
Hmm.
So the question is, if you're that somebody, not a bad person, but if you're that somebody that has to always match disrespect with disrespect or has to match bad treatment with more bad treatment, I ask you this: what makes you more different than one of the world's most horrible people? Because they're doing the same thing you're doing, and I'm gonna just leave it as that.
That's a fact. I feel like bruh, I can attest to that so much. I'll be transparent, and I'll say, bruh, out of I want to say a portion of my relationships, bruh, I was one who got did dirty. Believe it or not, Coop, no, shit, we talked about this multiple times, but yet at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, regardless of the fact whether if I got did dirty or whatever the case was, I ended up still forgiving them, but they can't be next to me. And that's just the fact of growing. Cause once you forgive somebody, you know what I'm saying, even if they disrespected you, even if they cut you off, they cheated on you, whatever, that doesn't mean you have to forget about it. Like Coop said, I misspoke earlier, but you don't have to forget about it. But if you forgive, it's like, you know what I'm saying, that's how you grow. That's how you elevate and not be like the other people in the world who just have hatred in their heart and just want to see the entire world burn. Cause like Coop said, if you don't forgive, that that does that really make you better than the person who really just wants to see the world burn? No. Once you cross that line, once you make that step into forgiving, you know what I'm saying? Nothing can really hold you back, cause it's like, bruh, the burden's off my shoulders. I don't give a fuck at that point. I don't care. I don't care what that person has to do or whatever, whatever they're going through, whatever. I just know that at the end of the day, I forgave them and I moved on from that situation. They're not a part of my life no more, and that's what forgiveness is. Like I said, you don't have to forget about the situation. You don't have to let them back into your life. But once you forgive, once you forgive for all the wrongdoings towards you, you become a better person than them. Even if they don't apologize, you become a better person at the end of the day. Cause hey, I forgave. Like I don't have any burdens. I don't really care about the situation that happened or whatever the case was. It's just, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is at that point. Believe it or not, it is what it is. And all you can do is move on and keep living your life the best of your ability. Cause that's what life is. It's experience. It's really, that's all life is. It's experience. And life is so much more to life than just having hatred. So once you make that step into forgiveness, it's like, alright, bro. You know what I'm saying? I did what I had to do. I forgave. I moved on. I grew from that. And forgiveness is powerful. You know what I'm saying? Not a lot of people do it because why? You know what I'm saying? People. I remember somebody would ask, yo, why would I forgive them because I did or somebody did X, Y, and Z to me? Because you grow from it, you move on from it, you release that burden that they have over you, and they don't live like Coop said. They don't live rent free in your head. Like you release all consciousness of that person. You literally release everything that they have over you. Cause if you don't forgive, it's like a cloud. It's like a rain cloud and it just keeps on showering over you to the point where, you know what I'm saying, you may do something so drastic where it's irreversible. And nobody ever wants to go through that. So just forgive and move on, bro. The power of forgiveness isn't talked about enough and it isn't realized enough. And people is like, "Oh, like Coop said, I'm doing it for them." No. No. You're forgiving them for you. You just move on. You just live your life to the best that you could possibly do and just strive to be better. So that's really the power of forgiveness. Do you have any other things to add before we move on to the next topic, my boy?
Nah, man. We covered everything, bro. I
So
think.
moving on to the next topic then. What does it mean to have a plan B or backup plan? I mean, having a plan B or backup plan is kind of everything. You know what I'm saying? Some people say, "Oh, if you're, you know what I'm saying, if you're so focused on the plan A that you have to the point where it fuels everything." Now, in some cases that works. In some cases, I will say that. Some cases it works. I will say that. But if you're trying to build something, if you're trying to create a foundation for something, it's always best to have a plan B just in case if plan A follows through. Because if you don't have a plan B and plan A follows through, you're going to be stuck there like, damn, now I'm stuck. You're going to feel stuck like you don't have anywhere else to move. And that's the worst feeling rather than having a plan B or a backup plan. Because if you just feel stuck and you feel like you can't move, that's how you start to move in to the negative light. I feel like that ties in a lot. If not having a plan B or just something to just equally support your plan A, it breaks down everything. Having a plan B, plan I would sometimes also say having a plan C as well. It can fuel things when your plan A isn't going well, or when your plan A isn't moving how you want it to move. If you have a plan B or something else you could lean on, where it's like, yo, I still got this moving while this is in the background doing what it's doing, and you can still keep on fueling or building up the foundation that you currently have rather than just tearing it down. Because if you just have the plan A, and like I said, if that follows through, bro, you have nothing at that point. Quite literally nothing, unless, like I said, it's some cases you could just have a plan A and that just be your plan A. But the plan B is also equally as important because you can build. You can still have something in the passive, in the background, or wherever it may have you, and you can still keep going. You're still able to move forward and walk forward and still just push through rather than just, yo, my plan A is done. Like I is nowhere, it's nowhere for me to turn, and you're just stuck. Cause nobody wants to feel stuck. I've been in that situation before where I felt stuck. Like you don't ever want to feel stuck. You don't ever want to feel like you can't move anywhere. Cause once you do, you start to turn, you start to scratch at other different things, and ultimately that breaks down everything. And you don't want that to happen. So, cool. What you think about that, bro?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the part of the show where me and Mr. Wheezy disagree on something.
Oh
This
shit!
is this
Oh
is this
shit!
is where it gets a little juicy.
Oh
Pause.
shit!
But nah, all jokes aside, I disagree with you. I feel like when you have a plan B, your plan C, plan D, whatever, you're planning subconsciously in your mind to fail at your plan A. And the reason why I say that, it may sound crazy. I know I may be on a limb by myself, but even with this podcast, let me give an example. Weezy, how many times have me and you ever said, "Yo, bro, if the podcast don't work, yo, we gonna have something. We go. This is what we gonna fall back and we gonna do. Yo, if
Never,
this don't work, yo, we gonna do."
never.
Never, because I never even put it in the universe that this ain't gonna work. And I know for a lot of people, it's gonna sound like I'm crazy. Like, wait, so you don't have a backup plan? Your eggs is one basket? No. But what I will say is, it is important to know how to pivot. Like I watch another podcast, free plug, free shout out, I guess. They don't really need one though, because they're at the top of the game. But it's called the Pivot, literally the Pivot, and pretty much what they did was they were on a podcast that is a huge podcast called I Am Athlete. But what happened was things weren't going the way it was supposed to behind the scenes. Everybody couldn't agree, so two of the members left, got to somebody else, and they pivoted. But it wasn't a backup plan. It was a pivot. Sometimes in life you have to pivot. Sometimes in life you
Mhm.
have to go over an obstacle. You may not always be able to go over. You may got to go around it, or you may got to go under it, whatever. But the point I'm trying to make is subconsciously, if you have something set for if you fail, if you have a safety net for when you fail, you're subconsciously implanting in your mind that this might fail. Instead of having all your attention and all your energy focused on this will work, or looking past that, what will happen when this works? Then what? And that's how you keep your plans going. So like for this podcast again. All right, cool. Yo, Wheezy, when we hit after we hit 100 subs, then we're gonna hit 200. Then we're gonna hit whatever. Like you talk about that type of stuff.
Mhm.
But it never is a point of yo, yo, what if this don't work? Yo, if this don't work, yo, we gotta go. We gonna have to do this. Yo, if this don't work, yo, we might have to just do this. Nah, because this is gonna work. And I wholeheartedly believe in it. I know Weezy do too, but that's why I don't necessarily agree that a plan B is was best. Now, once again, I'm not an expert. We are not experts. We're just giving our opinion. Take with it uh, with a grain of salt, I guess you would say, or take it as you will. But uh, yeah, so I'm not here to give y'all necessarily the advice of no, don't have a plan B, don't, or Weezy, yeah, have a plan B, have a plan C. But it's just more so, like I said, our opinions. And I just feel personally that if you have a plan B, you are planning that your plan A won't work.
I
Some
feel
may
that.
say, oh, well, no, you're just saying just in case. Well, just in case what? That just in case says a lot, in my opinion, at least. That's why I never have a just in case. We'll cross that road, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, if we get there, but I don't plan on getting there. So I'm not going to have a plan for when I get there, if that makes sense.
I feel that. I can understand that 100%. Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, I guess with I guess I could kind of attest to that with my reselling thing, because I've been putting so much energy into that where I really haven't had a plan B or a plan C.
But
Like,
why? Because you like you just said. I'm glad you said that. You put in so much energy and so much effort into what you're doing. You haven't even had time to set out a plan to alter from the plan that you're already on. That's why I feel like the plan B and plan C only works if you're not giving your all into plan A and you're not giving all your attention and energy into plan A, because if you were, you don't have time for a plan B. You don't have time for a plan C. You'll cross that road when you'll cross that bridge if you get there, but you're not planning on getting there. You're not even thinking about that because you're so concentrated and focused on this plan A. So like I said, but we're groomed to believe that we need a plan B and a plan C.
yeah,
Like from our parents or from school. Oh, what are you gonna do if this doesn't work out? If this doesn't work out? So in their reality, because things don't work out, but that's a reality thing because that's subconscious in your mind. You believe that things aren't going to work out, so they don't for the most part. But without going on too much of a rant, my point is uh, the reason why, Wheezy, that you haven't been able to figure out a plan B, the reason why this podcast and what we're trying to do hasn't never discussed a plan B or a plan C, we don't have time. We
yeah,
have so much energy and so much focus on succeeding and doing what we want to do with this podcast and with your reselling and stuff like that. There's not even enough time. There's not even a fraction enough energy to put into a proper plan B or plan C or etc. Plan Z, whatever. So
100%. I feel that, cause I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's been so many cases where, you know what I'm saying. I guess just talking to my moms and my brother, it'll be like, yo, like, what if it doesn't work? And I guess it's like blocking that out. So really, I could agree with you. I could agree with you. It's just blocking just the unnecessary noise out to the point where being laser focused. And yeah, I guess it's me is changing my opinion or whatever. It happens. We're human. We're
that's
allowed
a
to
fact.
change our opinions. You know, the internet says, yo, you can't change whatever. I'm changing my opinion. I'm changing it. I'm changing it. All right, I'm changing it. But nah, like, once you, I guess, like Coop said, like, once you put so much energy into something and you believe in something so much, like this goes back to the last episode. Once you have the faith and you believe in yourself so much into the point where you can't fail, you really don't think about the what ifs or what can go wrong. You really just think about the success. I mean, there will be times where things will go wrong, but like Hoop said, as long as you're able to pivot and move around and able to just adjust to what is going on, is really no possible way that you can actually fail. Because as long as you're able to just keep moving, shit, sky's the limit. Shit, universe is the limit at that point. So I would agree. I would agree with that 100%. You have anything else to add, my brother?
Nah, nah, that's all good. But yeah, nah, you don't gotta explain yourself, bro. If you feel like everybody, like you said, is human.
Yeah,
Like it'd be times I might change my opinion. I'm like, nah, you know what? Now that I heard that perspective, nah, yeah, you're right. Or nah, I feel like this, I feel like that. So yeah, you don't gotta explain yourself, bro.
it's a fact.
Everybody understand, bro. And if they don't, then they don't. But we human, bro. So our first instinct, it's times I change my opinion. Like it's times where maybe on this topic, if you would have talked to me about this topic 2 months ago, I may have said, "Yeah, have a plan B. Yeah, always have a plan B." But it
Hmm.
just made I heard a different perspective, and it made sense. And I'm like, and I thought about it in my own personal life, and where it may have even stemmed from that idea of having a plan B. And I'm like, nah, I don't think that's the way to go. So yeah, you gotta explain yourself, bro. It's
Word.
all good.
I mean, just human. Never, never let anybody tell you that you can't change your opinion. Because there are people that say, "Yo, you have that one opinion, stick to it." Nah, bro. You're liable to change your opinion. Like you're liable to grow and see things from a different perspective, and that allows you to be like, all right. You know what I'm saying? I see it from this perspective, and I also see it from this perspective. But this perspective also sounds like the route that I want to take, and then what I'm saying, come to an agreement. So you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? We're gonna have those disagreements. Don't get me wrong. Like that's part of
yeah,
life. You're gonna have disagreements, but as long as you can come to a conclusion with one another, you know what I'm saying, it just happens to be that way. It's just human shit.
yeah. It's a fact.
So moving on to the gaming update, we have some more, or well, I want to say some more, but it's this boxing game coming out, ESBC boxing. We finally getting a proper boxing game because EA, they aren't, bruh. EA, please. We've been asking since what? Fight Night Champions? That was like 10 years ago at this point. 10, 12 years ago at this point. We've been asking for a boxing game. And yet we've got UFC, which I'm not mad at. I'm not mad at all. But UFC 4 was trash. UFC 3 was trash. No, 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 no.
Don't do
I,
that to UFC 4. Don't do that.
I will. No, 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 no. I will say you
3 trash. Don't do that to 4 though.
UFC 4. The physics when you knock somebody out are trash. Can you agree with that? Because on UFC 2, the knockouts were a lot more explosive. They weren't as, I want to say, not, they didn't feel fluid. Like when you knock somebody out with a punch on floor, they just, like it's like an animation. They don't really just like flop how they're supposed to. Because when you knock somebody out in real life, they don't they kind of flop, or like they fall in a certain manner how they're supposed to fall. But in UFC 4, they just. But
Yeah, okay.
I remember in
Yeah,
two, they
2 is the best
actually.
one in my opinion.
Yeah,
2 is
that's
the
what I'm
best one.
saying. UFC 2, they actually flopped how they were supposed to flop. I'm gonna also put some gameplay up for what we're talking about, ESBC. Um, they actually released some more gameplay details, and I'm
Fire,
excited, bro. This game
fire,
looks good. It looks good, and it
gorgeous.
actually looks like a proper boxing game where somebody has actually put their full, and I mean full, heart and passion into to please the boxing fans who've been asking for a proper boxing game for the past decade, possibly the past 2 decades at this point. Because it's like, bro, we want to see Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury go at it in the video game. We haven't got that. We want that, or we want to see Floyd Mayweather possibly go up against Deontay, or whatever the case is, and just.
That's a wild matchup.
It
They're not
is.
even the
It
same.
is. But cool, we can have that though now, bro. We can actually see what would actually happen. And it's just like we're finally having somebody who actually knows how boxing is. It's not like it's EA and they're like, we're gonna put racing devs on a boxing game. Like, why? Like,
These are EA shit for sure.
they don't
Definitely
they
some
don't
EA
know
shit.
boxing. They don't know how, you know what I'm saying, these fighters are supposed to act, or how, you know what I'm saying, these physics are supposed to feel. And yet these guys, I need to do more research. And these devs, they're actually putting their all of their time and effort into making a proper boxing game to where it actually feels like we're fighting again. The last boxing game that we got was Fight Night Champions, bro. And that came out like 2011, like 2011, 2012, or something like that. And it's been so long, so long since we got something proper, bro. Like something that's like, all right, I can see myself playing this for 4, 5, 6 hours at a time, going back and forth with my boys, just chilling, just picking up a controller and just, yo, we actually about to go boxing. And I believe they're actually doing like maybe some playtesting, or like a alpha or like a beta or something within the next year or so, which I'm excited for, bro. I really am excited for. Coop, what you think, man? What you think? It's about damn
Uh,
time. It's about
yeah,
damn time.
definitely. That's definitely a fact. Rub my hands together like Birdman. Shout out to Black Oak Carter, guys. That's legendary. But bruh, like you said, about damn time. And what's really about damn time is that we finally have people that actually care about the game.
Yes.
And when I say care about the game, literally, not just like Wheezy said, oh, hey, you guys, the FIFA community, you guys know about soccer, right? Yeah, we know about soccer. Yo, can y'all go work on the next fight night, please?
Mhm.
Wait, what? Fight? No.
Yup.
Yeah. And hurry up too. The fans they bugging on us right now, so we got y'all gotta
Mhm.
hurry up. So then that's where you get these funky animations, things that don't make sense. Yo, I don't know if y'all see. I'm gonna put the link for the
I'm gonna put the
gameplay.
video up. I'm gonna put the video up.
Yeah, bro. But I'm also what's the face put the link so they can watch like what the devs are saying too.
Bet.
Bro, they got it to the point to where they got it to where each muscle that's supposed to move when you throw a certain punch moves.
Mhm.
So for each muscle, not just I'm gonna throw a punch and the punch looks real. No, they got it to where each punch, each muscle that twitches when you throw the punch does what it's supposed to do. They got a whole bunch of different punches, a whole bunch of different punch animations, and just they actually worked on up close combat. They
Mhm.
got if you hit somebody in like in the temple or like in the jaw in the right spot, it matters. It end the fight early, like things like that. They actually consulted with world class boxers to
Yup.
really get the game looking how it's supposed to look, make sure the punches look how it's supposed to look, the movement, the footwork, all that. Another thing too, they have old boxers that are going to be in the game. A majority of them. They have Muhammad Ali. They got Sugar Ray Leonard. They got a whole bunch of people. So like you were saying uh,
Fury.
Wilder versus Fury. Nigga, you can see Wilder versus Muhammad Ali. You
Facts.
can see Fury
Yo.
versus like
Facts.
you see Fury versus Mike Tyson to see what happened.
Mhm.
Like you got all these people in the game. You got possibly I don't know. They didn't mention Floyd, but maybe Floyd.
He'll
You
probably
got
be in there.
Canelo. You got Canelo in there. You got a whole bunch of people. So, bro, it's gonna be crazy. I'm glad people finally in the gaming community are having passion for games as opposed to just let me just cut as many corners as I can to make the most profit that I possibly can and not care about the art so much or the project. And it is what it is. So if they mad, they mad. We'll give them a DLC and we really won't care.
Mhm.
But these, like I said, these builds and not only the gameplay, they have a community. Like you can actually right now as we speak, you can join their Discord and ask them questions and yada yada yada. They have a community that they have. Like they're building a community around this whole game and around everything. So I just think it's dope. I'm finally glad we get the a boxing game, not only a boxing game, but a boxing game that actually they care about
Mhm.
with quality graphics, uh, just overall
People
gameplay,
experience.
and they're taking their time with this that I like.
Yup.
I'd rather them take their time than rush it out, try to put the game out and it be trash. So I'm glad about that, and that's what all I got for that one.
Game. I want to say ESBC has been in development. I heard about it.
A long time, bro.
Shit, probably like 4 or 5 years ago at this point.
It's because how it looks now. When I first seen it, it didn't look nothing like that.
Nah,
I don't even think they
dead
even
ass.
scanned boxers in the game yet. I
Dead
think they just have
ass.
regular, just like
Like dummies, like actual
yeah,
like. There's a proper term for it. And mind you, I took game design in college, but it's like they had just models. They really didn't have
yeah,
boxers yet. They didn't have like fully scanned boxers yet into the game. I remember like you said, I remember when they only had like what, one or two maybe boxers in
yeah,
that game
maybe.
with no crowd, no nothing. And if y'all take a look at the video, like I said, I'm gonna put the video off to the side.
Yeah,
If
I'm gonna
y'all
also put the link in here too, so you
hmm
can hear what they're saying and stuff
hmm
like that.
if so
Watch it for yourself.
if y'all look, y'all can see like there's actually crowds, like, you know what I'm saying, you'll see the devs talking right here as well. Like
Different camera angles.
they actually give a fuck about the game. EA, bruh, they'll probably give us one trailer, an action trailer, launch trailer. Here you go. Here you go. And then like Coop said, they'll probably give us what, 2 to 3 DLCs with a pre-order bonus.
Yeah, the pre-order bonus is money right there.
That,
They love
bruh,
the pre-order bonus.
it's like it's a night and day difference with these indie developers who actually have passion for their project,
Yeah, they're in
rather
it for the craft, not the money.
exactly, rather than the EA developers who were brought from a different studio. Like, bruh, Why is FIFA on the on Frostbite? Why? Why? For what? Like, it blows my mind at this point. Cause it's like
Literally, that's literally a shooting.
you have these capable devs, right? You have these capable devs, and yet y'all pull them from different studios to do different games when that wasn't their passion for it. Like, you have Codemasters, who's a racing studio, that's trying to like do an action game, bro. Like, what is this? Like, what, bro? Whatever, bro. Moving on. We also have Call of Duty. It's not coming out next year, bro, which is a good thing
Give
because
him a slow clap. Slow clap.
when I tell y'all that Vanguard, bruh, I'm telling y'all, if y'all played back when we was growing up playing like the old Call of Duties, I'm talking about COD 4, Modern
World
Warfare
at
2,
War.
Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, World at War, uh, Modern
You
Warfare
say,
3,
yeah.
like that era was the golden era of like the 360 and the PS3 era of like Call of Duty, Battlefield. That was the golden era. The era that we have now, if you guys play past like Call of Duty Ghosts and shit, it's basura, bro. It's literally, it's like Call of Duty turned into a shell of itself. And to finally see that Call of Duty Activision is finally going away from the yearly formula that we've always seen since like the past decade at this point, it's refreshing because Vanguard was trash. That shit, bro. Vanguard was dumpster juice. Vanguard was hot ass, bro. Only put like 10 hours in the Vanguard, bro. And to finally see that, oh yeah, Call of Duty is coming out next year, but we are still getting Modern Warfare 2, which I will say, I hope the game is good. I hope. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not one of those gamers who wishes on these studios downfall because that's people losing jobs. Nobody wants to lose their job. That's not what I'm saying. But it's just a case of these yearly releases have gotten so annoying to the point where all they care about is money and they keep fucking the game up. Why? Like, for what? Like just give us a quality product that people can enjoy and actually put their time into and actually just game with their friends. Cause that's all we're asking for. We're not asking for too much. We're not asking y'all to build like at this point, bruh. We just want a game that works. And it's annoying at this point. Coop, what you think, bruh?
Uh, bro, honestly, you couldn't have said it any better. But what I will add is, I feel like they're doing this only not really for us, but more so because they have more time now. So I think it's just for them, they have more time now to put out a product. They don't have to rush it out, which is good for us. But they're really doing it for them. And I feel like they have more time now because with the Battle Royale, they have the battle passes, they have all the other things in the store that people like to buy, like the bundles and all the other stuff,
Mm-hmm.
which go crazy as they see with Fortnite, which is a free game still, and they're grossing so much money just throughout the shop and the battle passes that it's insane. So I feel like now they have more time, they afford them more time that they don't even have to be generating more money with a new title because all they got to do is make sure the battle pass and stuff is up to par, and that's really all they got to work on. So I feel like they bought themselves more time now, so now they got more time to do it. But if the battle pass wasn't there, they wouldn't be doing this. Like if they wasn't generating that much more money, they wouldn't do it because at the end of the day, they're just doing it for themselves. But it is still a win for gamers who actually care about COD and just first person shooters in general because now at least they have more time. So there's not really no excuses now. So if y'all put out trash again, at least for me, but
Yeah, the bruh.
like it's no excuse no more. Y'all got time, y'all got the resources, y'all got the money. Definitely got the money. Cause this I know they're making a crazy amount of
Man,
money. The Warzone,
Activision's.
the Battle Pass, they are loaded right now. They just hit the lottery. So Yeah, yo. If they put out more trash after this, it's done for me. So
Activision, Activision is a multi-billion-dollar company, bro. So, and the fact that even though Microsoft bought them, Microsoft has no, they don't have any say so. I don't believe until like either the next year or the year after. So
yeah,
it's just Microsoft has no say so as to why they're doing this yet. So at this point, bruh, it's really the best course as to how they can move because Vanguard didn't do well. I know that. Vanguard did not do well at all. Not a lot of people like Vanguard. That was it might have been one of the worst Call of Duties in my opinion. Um I got to level 55 and I quit the game. Like I don't play the game. I didn't have a prestige. Like I don't even know if you can prestige on that game at this point.
nah. I think you can automatically do it. I think you automatically do it, but this time they don't take away like how they used to with prestige. They take away. You start from level 1 again. I
Mm,
think you just keep leveling up.
yeah, nah, it's
That's what I believe. I haven't played it in a while, but I think that's what happens. I'm not sure. Y'all can let us know in the comments if
facts.
that's what happens.
Ed,
But
educate us on that sheet. But the last gaming topic of the day, because we aren't going to take up too much of the time on gaming. What was the worst? What do you think was the worst shooter in 2021? I personally think it was Battlefield. I think Battlefield was the worst shooter because, bruh, yo, I played 2042, bruh. Yo, bruh, the hit reg, everything, e- everything about that game was just bad. Like the only good part about that game, Portal. That was the only redeeming part because you could go back and play like Bad Company 2, like the old Bad Company 2 maps, which I love. I love Bad Company 2. Um, and like you could just like go back and relive those moments back in time. But as far as 2042 base game, Hazard Zone, uh just the conquest mode, which that's all they had in 2042 was conquest and Hazard Zone and Portal. Those are three game modes. Three, 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 and I mean three. A full $60 title with three game modes. No campaign, no rush mode, no classic rush mode, mind you. Rush is a classic mode for any Battlefield vets. You know about rush. They didn't even have that. The only time we got rush was in the Portal mode. So it's like for $60, what are we getting? A shell of a game who's in an identity crisis because they wanted to do like operators and like do some Overwatch shit, and that's not Battlefield. That's really not Battlefield. And the thing
that's where they
is,
went wrong.
and the thing is, I kind of enjoyed Battlefield on launch, but after I started to realize it was a breaking point for me. Once I tried to kill multiple people and none of them died, but yet I got turned on to die, I said, yeah, no, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
It's always a turning point in the shooting game.
I'm done, bro. I'm over it, bro. Cause ain't no way I should be putting a full clip into somebody and I'm the one who dies. Let me know if I'm wrong at that point. But it's just like, bro, it comes a point in time where once you have an identity crisis and your game isn't fully fleshed out and or polished to the point where hit reg is an issue, where glitches are an issue, where performance is an issue, it starts to become a problem and it can't be fixed. Now, Battlefield said that they was going to put out a patch, but that patch got pushed back until the summer. Now, if we take a look at the demographics for how Battlefield's performing on PC, it's probably 1,000 players, if that, on 2042 currently,
That's crazy.
and that's less than Battlefield 5, and that says something. That says a whole lot. So I think 2042 worst title of 2021, worst shooter of 2021. Thanks.
Yeah, no, I can't agree. I feel like let us know in the comments. I don't know. I feel like you're bugging. I feel like you're gonna get a lot of pushback from that. I personally think it's Vanguard. I personally think it's Vanguard because Vanguard, like I was telling Wheezy off mic. I feel like when Call of Duty goes either too like futuristic or too old school, it's never really a hit. I feel like when they stay modern, like Modern Warfare was one of the best titles they've dropped in a while. Like as like since the
100%.
golden ages, like Luigi was saying. I feel like they gotta just stick more modern, but Vanguard is so trash. Like when I first played that game, nobody died. Like literally. And you could be like, oh well, you didn't have the best guns, you didn't well, I got it on launch and we all had the same guns.
Hmm.
Nobody it wasn't like I got it late and everybody had prestige guns and all that.
And
No, I got it
TTK
on
was
launch.
insane.
I got it on launch. I was shooting people, they were shooting me, and I was dying somehow. I'm like, wait, what?
Hmm.
Mind you, I'm shooting headshots, chest and above. Like it was sometimes my aim was off. I ain't gonna. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I had the best aim on the game and nobody was dying. But no, for the most part, the hit detection, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't registering. I don't know. But nobody died on that game. The maps are trash on that game. I don't like the maps on that game at all. But I don't know. Like y'all let us know. I'm not trying to waste too much time, but I feel like Vanguard is by far worse. Not by far, but it's worse than
Oh no,
Battlefield, in my opinion.
by far that's the worst Call of Duty game I've no worst Call of Duty game. What was the worst Call of Duty game I played? Did I play
Yeah, I was about
Infinite
to say
Warfare?
that. I was about to say that. Best Call of Duty game that you played, worst Call of Duty, and then same goes to Battlefield. Best Battlefield, worst Battlefield that you've played. If you didn't
Best
play it, it don't count.
best COD Black Ops 2. Worst COD. I have to think. Worst COD. Hmm. It's up there with either Vanguard. I didn't play Infinite Warfare.
Me neither.
It's either Vanguard or Ghost. Those are probably two of the worst Call of Duties I could think of. Best and worst Battlefields. Oh, that's easy. Best Battlefield, Battlefield 4. Worst
Yes.
worst Battlefield, 2042. Easy,
Okay. Yeah, we're
easy.
in agreement with Battlefield. Call of Duty, not so much. Best Call of Duty I've played is MW2. I'm gonna always say that. I know a lot of y'all might be Black Ops people, but for me, it's Modern Warfare 2. That was the greatest Call of Duty game I ever played. And worst for me, tough. It's either between Vanguard and World War II. World War II,
Mm.
the story for World War II, phenomenal, great. See, the reason why I played the story though, because I couldn't get online. I pre-ordered it, right? I'll never forget. I was in college. I pre-ordered it. Me and my guy Key, we pre-ordered it. Yo, you know how you're supposed to when you pre-order, you're supposed to get it earlier than the
Mhm.
people that didn't.
Mhm.
We ended up playing at the exact same time as everybody else because
Ah.
the servers was trash. If you remember playing World War II out there, you watching this, you remember what I'm talking about. The servers were trash. People were going crazy. Like, yo, what's going on? How come we paid to get this game earlier and we not even getting it on time? Like we getting it when the regular people got it. And like I don't know, but the story mode for that one was phenomenal. If you played the story mode, you know what I'm talking about. I think that was a really good story. One of the best Call of Duty stories ever. And I know some of y'all may be saying because I know it's a consensus out there that's Infinite Warfare is the trashiest Call of Duty. I haven't played it, so I can't say that.
Yeah.
I was a time where I retired from COD. Like I think
Mhm.
after what? I think after four I stopped playing. Cause what was after four? Was it Ghost?
Yep.
That whole period with like Ghost, Infinite Warfare, and all that, I
Oh,
stopped
it
playing.
was like Ghost. I remember it was Ghost, Advanced Warfare.
Yeah, I played none of those.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I enjoy Advanced Warfare with my guy D man, bro. We put in some time on that game, bro. Advanced Warfare it was kind of high, bro. It was kind of high. It was kind of high. But
Yeah,
Advanced Warfare, and then it was Black Ops 3. I want to say. I think it was Black Ops 3, then World War 2. I don't know. I feel like I could be wrong as fuck, but I feel like that
When did
whole
Black Ops? When did Black Ops 4 come out? Was it a Black Ops 4 or am I bugging?
no, there was a Black Ops 4 because remember Blackout.
Oh
That
yeah,
that
that shit was trash a little bit. It was alright, but it was trash too at the same
yeah,
time.
yeah, because that's when Call of Duty first tried to do the battle royale shit.
Yeah,
S-
Blackout for sure.
So it was Ghost Advanced Warfare 3. Cause
Yes.
it used to be a cycle. It used to be Ghost Advanced Warfare 3. Cause I remember it used to be Treyarch Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer Games, and then it was another studio. It was a fourth studio that was in rotation. Cause they was always rotate out the games. That's why we got a COD every single year. So it was COD Advanced Warfare 3, I think Infinite Warfare. No.
Hold on, I looked it up so we don't sound ignorant. Let me see. All right, so W2, Black Ops, obviously, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2. All right, so after Black Ops 2 was Ghost. I didn't play Ghost.
I ain't like
Then
Ghost. I ain't like
after
Ghost.
Ghost was Advanced Warfare. Didn't play that.
I like
Black
Advanced
Ops 3,
Warfare.
I played that. That was trash to me. Then Infinite Warfare was after that.
Oh
Then it
yeah.
was World War II.
Oh
Trash. Then then
yeah.
then Black Ops 4.
Now I remember. Yup. 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 Okay. Yup.
They counting this? I guess it's Call of Duty. Then Call of Duty Mobile. I wouldn't count that.
Mm-mm.
Then Modern Warfare. Then we know the rest. Then
Okay. All right. All
yeah,
right. Okay. It was it that like between like 2014 and like 2017 it was kind of foggy for me because
yeah.
I ain't really pay
And
attention to it.
Cold War was kind of trash too. To rank.
Nah, mm-mm,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they got to
mm-mm,
stick to the modern because when they
mm-mm.
try to go too far back or too
It
far
it
in the future, it's trash.
it's doing too much, man. Anyway, God, get your shit together, man. Please,
Please,
please. We
thank you.
we we beg y'all, man, cause it's about damn time we actually get a quality Call of Duty again. Even though I don't really play COD as much, but it's about damn fucking time. But
Facts.
moving on, cause we're actually running over on time.
Usual.
Uh, so how does the subconscious work? You know what I'm saying?
Uh, love this topic. Because a lot of people have a misconception of it, and we kind of touched on it before.
Mm,
Pause. But kind of want to give more of a like actual answer, I guess. But pretty much the subconscious, like I was saying in the previous episodes, even in this episode, it controls everything. So
yep,
it controls your reality that you see, what you think about, uh, and just overall, like I said, your reality. So pretty much so to give a quick synopsis on what it is, a quick explanation on what it is and how it works, would just be pretty much whatever you're focusing on is what uh, you're gonna attract and what you're gonna subconsciously uh, create around you. So I know a misconception is like if you think, oh, I'm gonna focus on not getting a bad grade in this class, or I'm gonna focus on not losing this job that I have or losing this opportunity. Your subconscious doesn't understand the difference between what you want and what you don't want, only what you're focusing on. So if you're focusing on not losing the job, take the not out because it doesn't understand the difference between you want it or you don't want it. It just you're focusing on losing the job. So what's gonna happen? You're gonna lose the job. Like basketball. You're focusing on not missing these two free throws that's gonna tie the game or win the game. Take the not out. Your focus now your subconscious is focused on missing the free throws. So what you want to do is you want to flip that. Because like I always say, we grew up so negative in our negative subconscious. Like we have a lot of negativity in our subconscious. So what we see is, oh, we got to look at it from the not. We got to look at it as we're not trying to do something because we're expecting to do that. But when you flip it, then you're now more so looking at the positive spectrum. No, I'm gonna uh I want to hit these free throws or I want to get a good grade in this class. I want to. What's the other thing I said? Whatever. Y'all get my point. Flip it. So now your subconscious, once again, doesn't know the difference between what you want and don't want, but what you're focusing on. So when you're focusing on you want to hit those free throws, take out you want to hit the free throws. It's only focusing on hitting the free throws. So make sure your intent, like on what you're focusing on, is what you actually want to happen. Because if you're focusing on the negative is going to happen. If you focus on the positive is going to happen. So always gear your focus towards what you want as opposed to what you don't want because you're going to attract that. And that's basically what I would say how the subconscious works in. Um, just lost my train of thought. But yeah, that's basically what I would say, like how the subconscious works and what you do to kind of shift your focus and why the reason a lot of us why the fuck am I talking like that? But why the reason why a lot of us why we always not always, but we tend to be on the negative side of the spectrum because we're thinking about the negative side as opposed to thinking about the positive side, which is no, I'm gonna hit these free throws or I'm gonna sell out as far as like my business. I'm gonna all my sales and stuff are gonna sell out, or I'm gonna get an A in this class, or whatever the case may be. So just shift your focus is what I'm trying to say. Shift your focus to what you want because your subconscious doesn't understand the difference between what you want and what you don't want. So just remember that and be intent, have intent and be intentful. I don't think that's a word, but have intent of what you're really focusing on and like be conscious of what you're focusing on because that's what you're going to attract.
Mhm. And to piggyback off of what Coop said is like your I want to say your thoughts play a really big part into what's going to come true. If you feel as though, like, let's say you're in a relationship or whatever the case is, and it's going really well, and all of a sudden you just start gathering these thoughts in your subconscious that something's going to happen, something negatively is going to happen, or wherever the case is. That negative portion side of your subconscious, it may ultimately come true because you just keep thinking about that negative side. If you shift your focus onto the positive and just think about what can positively go wrong instead of what negatively can go wrong, you'll start to realize all of the positive factors will come true rather than the negative factors that you keep thinking about are going to come true. Your subconscious plays quite possibly one of the biggest parts in your life, excuse me. So it's like people, I guess, people don't really realize that. Like, if you consistently think that, yo, I'm not gonna get something, or something bad is about to happen, then 9 out of 10 times that bad thing is gonna happen because you keep on thinking about it. So, like Coop said, if if you think, if you shift your focus and think that, oh, this good thing is gonna happen, this good thing is gonna come to me today, evidently it will. Like, you're, bro, the subconscious is, I want to say, it's everything. I really want to say it's everything because, bro, no matter what you think, it it can turn out and come to fruition and be reality. No matter what it is, really, no matter what it is. So that's why it's always key to keep positive thoughts, no matter what you're going through, because at the end of the day, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. But you just can't keep thinking that every little thing, every little negative thing, you can't keep thinking about the negatives. Try start thinking about the positives for once. Because once you start thinking about the positives, you'll start to see that your subconscious and that your reality all go hand in hand, and everything will shift in such a positive way where you won't even realize it up until it actually happens. I'm not gonna lie. Uh I can attest to that. I can really attest to that. I remember bruh, I remember when I got my car, bruh, my car's been in 2 accidents. And there will be times where I will park in front of my house and I would think that I don't park in front of my house no more, but I would think that somebody's gonna run into that shit. Evidently, that shit ended up happening. So it's like the subconscious is everything. It's literally everything. You just have to you just have to focus up and just think more positive thoughts. Cause like Coop said, your subconscious doesn't know what's right or what's wrong, but rather than just the reality of everything, it can ultimately play a huge part and a huge factor as to what can actually happen. That's why your thoughts are important. That's why whatever you think about is important. That's why people say, "Oh, think before you speak," because your subconscious plays a part. If you say something negative to somebody, your subconscious played a part in that. Because your subconscious thought, "Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and disrespect somebody." But if you go ahead and say something positive to somebody, your subconscious is like, yo, I'm actually thinking about this person in a positive light, and I actually, you know what I'm saying, XYZ want to see him do or see them in a positive way. So your subconscious is everything, man. It really is. What you think, man? Got any more anything else to add to that?
Okay, Mike is muted. But nah, yeah. Pretty much you said everything, man. So I think we covered everything on that one. Just once again, man, shift your focus to what you want, not to
Mm-hmm.
what you don't want. Because your
Facts.
subconscious doesn't understand what you want and what you don't want. Only what you are heavily focused on.
Facts. Facts.
So just learn how to shift your focus and be intent have intent with your focus.
Yep. 100%. So, moving on, does going outside and or nature play a part in your mental health?
Yeah, absolutely. One thing that I feel like people don't really understand or take advantage of is the fact that going outside is literally like like Mother Nature is literally a healer. Like, so if you don't believe me, go outside on like a obviously like a day where you can't, not where it's like snowing. I don't know where everybody lives, but if you live somewhere and it's snowing or something, I'm not recommending this. But go outside and just put your like bare feet, even your hands, and even lay down in the grass and just I'm just like get that feeling of like just nature and just the sunlight and like you understand like
Grounding.
it. Yeah, it heals you. That's exactly what it's called, grounding. Like that right there heals you. It kind of like gives you peace and comfort. It's I don't even know how to explain it. It's more so like you kind of just gotta feel it to understand what I'm saying. Like
Hmm.
if you never really did it, it's hard to explain like the positives and the benefits of it. Like you like right now, it just seems like I'm just telling you go outside. Like NFL play 60. Like no, I'm telling you like go outside with your bare feet in the grass in your hands and lay down if that's what you want to do, or if you don't, just bare feet in the grass. You can put your hands in the grass too, and just see what it's doing. Like if you feel depressed or you just whatever you're feeling anxious, do that and see what it does for you.
100%. I could say I've done that. And bro, that feeling is different. Cause then you start to feel better. Believe it or not. Like it's weird. It's weird as fuck. Like when you just go outside and just like kick your house shoes off or whatever the case is, and you just sit there and just breathe with your feet in the grass, like you start to like I don't know. Like Coop said, it's a way of healing, and you really feel better. Like you really feel like, bro, like all of my problems have just washed away. Like it. Don't get me wrong. It sounds weird. It really. If you've never done it before, it sounds weird. But it's like, in a way, when you don't go outside, when you don't connect with the earth, because we are earthly beings. We're earthly human beings. So if you don't connect with where you come from, and or if you don't connect with the earth itself, rather than just being in a house all day or being in an office all day, you start to lose, I feel like you start to lose a part of yourself. And in a way, it's just like, it's like I said, it's a way of healing. Like it's a way to feel better and to just free your mind and just cleanse everything, because you're you're starting to become one with the earth. Like I said, it sounds weird, but it's, you know what I'm saying, it's just the, like, I wouldn't say it's just the way it is, but it's like, it's just a way to just, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like another way of just being true to yourself in a way. If you just sit out there and just breathe for a few minutes, you don't have to stay out there for too long, because you'll start to feel it shortly after. Like whether it's 5, 10, 15, maybe even 20 minutes, maybe even 30, if that's what you want to do. Cause then you'll start to feel like, yo, like all of, like everything is starting to wash away. I'm starting to be cleansed. I'm starting to feel a lot better. Like my mental is starting to be free, and yet I only put my feet in the dirt or in the grass, and you just, everything just washes away like you just took a shower. So just go outside and just try it, bro. Cause it's something undescribable that happens. You just, like Coop said, you just have to feel it. Once you feel it, you'll understand, like, bro, this is kind of life changing. And then you'll start to realize, like, yo, I should kind of like start to do this a little bit more, cause not a lot of people do, admittedly or not. Cause why would somebody just want to go put their feet in the grass? But believe it or not, it has a lot of health benefits, and it makes you feel a whole lot better. It really does. It really, 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 really does. So if it's a nice day wherever you guys live or wherever the case is, just go outside right quick, kick your house shoes off or whatever shoes you got on, put your feet in the grass. Just watch what it does for you, bro. It's literally life changing. You got anything else to add to that before we move on to the next topic, my brother?
Uh, yeah, nah. Real quick too. Like another thing I just thought about too. Think about weather, right? Think about the outside, the landscape, everything. There's certain weather. It may not be always sunny or whatever, but there's certain weather that just puts you in a good mood. Now it varies from different people. Some people like when it rains. Some people like when it snows. Some people like when it's just sunny. Some people like whatever. You get my point. So just think about that. Like imagine how weather plays such a big impact, or how it looks outside plays a big impact on your mental state, how you feel, your emotions. So think about that. Like so, like to kind of like reinforce what we're talking about, because it may sound crazy if you never did it or if you never thought about it. Think about that. Like the environment around you, as far as weather or climate, whatever changes your mood. So like maybe you hate the rain, so maybe when it rains you get more depressed, or when it's nighttime and it's just like like there's people that work the graveyard shifts, right? So they work when they go to work, it's dark. When they come home, it's dark. Like one of those type of shifts. It may not be
Mm-hmm.
necessarily graveyard, but you get what I'm saying. Like those people, I talked to some of them because I know some of them. They're my friends, and they used to work those type of shifts,
I
and they were
used to too.
depressed a lot. Cause it's like, bro, I'm getting out when it's dark, then then I'm going to work when it's dark. It's just depressing. But my point is, if you think about it, nature changes your mood. So why wouldn't what we're saying make sense? If this only to the people that's kind of maybe like a little skeptical. Like I don't know if that doesn't make sense to me. Like me and Wheezy said, just try it, see how you feel. At the end of the day, once again, we're not experts. We haven't done countless studies, but we're speaking from experience, and we're also speaking from like other people's testimonies to this as well. So
100%.
go out, try it. If you feel like depressed or whatever, or you feel like anxious or any type of feeling, or even if you're feeling regular, just go out, try it, and see how you feel after. And another thing too, like nature itself, like the universe itself, as far as like nature, this planet. Think about it. Trees give us oxygen. The sun gives us vitamins. Nature is meant to heal us. It's put here to heal us. So imagine like what other things are here to do that you may not thought about. Like for example, the grass.
Yep.
Just try it. So yeah, that's really all I got.
Something different, bro. Just if you guys just have a day, random day, just do it. But moving on to our last topic of the show, cause we're like hour and a half over. Anywho, yeah, bro,
Crazy.
it's been a long ass show, but hey, fuck it, we here. Um,
Wait, how long are we for?
like an hour and a half, close to, damn near, a little
No,
bit
that's
over.
not bad.
It
We
ain't.
usually like 120. Not bad, but yeah. Well,
Yeah.
let's kind of get into this. Wrap this up a little bit.
So, last topic of lady, is happiness the end all be all?
Absolutely not. And I'm glad this is a topic because too many times I'm seeing people chasing happiness and like saying things, can money buy happiness or this and that. This happiness, oh, do what makes you happy, do what makes you happy. Yeah, do that. I'm not saying don't do that. Do what makes you happy, obviously. But that is not the be all end all. Don't chase it. Because the reason why I say don't chase it, because it's a temporary emotion. And I don't know about y'all, but I consider myself spiritual and religious. So they kind of go both hand in hand. If you,
Hmm.
but this is not for that. My point is, the devil can trick you with a lot of different emotions. You know, one thing he can't trick you with ever, because it's a god. It's like a godly, not emotion, but just a godly state. Peace. He cannot trick peace. He can trick you with happiness, sadness, depression, anger, etc. Anxiousness. Never peace, ever. So the
100%.
goal is be at peace, and not even just in the end, but while you're making your decisions. Like the more, like the decision that the universe and God would want you to make would be the one that you're at the most peace with. So it may not be the decision that makes you happy, but remember that number one, that's a deceptive emotion, and also happy runs out. Happy is not permanent. You know what is permanent, or what can be permanent if you allow it to be peace. If you move with that instead of just moving with, oh, I want to be happy. No, you should want to be at peace, because at peace there's nothing that can disturb that unless you allow it to. And peace doesn't run out. If you're at peace, then it's not temporary. You're just at peace. Like, now granted, there's temporary emotions that come and they like just enter that realm of peace, but they're temporary. So at the end of the day, we spend most of our time in, I guess, indifferent state, I would say, where you're not happy, you're not sad, you're not mad, you're just regular, because once again, those emotions aren't forever, they're just temporary. So like I was saying, to kind of close it out, peace is what our focus should really be on, in my opinion, because happiness and other emotions, they run out. Kind of like the motivation thing we were saying, I think last pod.
Hmm.
It's kind of like nitrous. It's a fuel, but it burns out.
Mm.
What you really need to be fueled on is a peace. That's what really should drive you and really carry you through life, as far as your decision making, what you want out of life, what you want out of decisions, what you want as your end goal. That should be peace. So that's really all I got for that one.
Honestly, you made a fair point. Cause I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm like you, uh, spiritual and sort of religious. I'm more so trying to dive back into my religious side. But I'm not gonna lie. Whenever 11/11 will roll around, I will always wish for eternal happiness. And now, since you made the point of, you know what I'm saying, happiness is a temporary feeling, you know what I'm saying? Now that shifts me into the realm of just wishing for eternal peace. Because, like you said, peace isn't really, it's not a feeling that comes and goes. It's more so something that can just stick with you for the rest of your life. And depending on the choices that you make, as long as you feel at peace with them, nothing can take that from you. Nothing that can't really be like temporary. That peace stays there. You made that decision. That decision is there. So with peace being the end all be all, you know what I'm saying, that just makes everything feel alright because you know it's not temporary. you know it's not going to come and go, but more so it's like, all right, I'm at peace with it. Like that's just it is what it is. I can't be mad. I can't be sad. Now those feelings could be there maybe at that certain time, but as long as you're at peace with it, you know what I'm saying? Nobody can just, oh, I can't revoke that from you. You dude's at peace. He's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not temporary. It's just there. It's forever. So I agree on that. Um, but that's pretty much all that I have on that. But yeah, I think that's gonna wrap up the show. I know we had some slight technical difficulties with the gaming section, but as long as the other topics were there, you guys enjoyed the show. Uh, basically just got all the points that we needed to talk about. That's pretty much our goal for the show, which I'm pretty sure we pretty much got everything as I'm looking over um towards recording. We're pretty much good, bro. But that's pretty much gonna do it for this show, man. We'd like to thank y'all for, you know what I'm saying, tuning in to episode 3 of the HoloBros pod. You know what I'm saying? Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys have a blessed and wonderful day. You know what I'm saying? Hope, you know what I'm saying, we made some of y'all days shit. Even gave y'all some powerful lessons and just shared our experiences, and hopefully that helps guide y'all into the things that y'all want to do. So that's always the goal for each and every week. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Coop, any closing thoughts, man?
Nah, man, like you said, appreciate y'all for tuning in. We hope like every week we're trying to just give y'all some tools and some maybe some advice or something that could stick with y'all to keep y'all going through the days, and maybe something that could just allow y'all to go to the next level or just change our lives for the better. So we appreciate y'all. If y'all made it this far to even see this, we love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Even if y'all didn't, if you just tuned in for a second and you didn't even get to see this or anything else past the intro, maybe, then still love y'all, man. Appreciate y'all for even tuning in. And like I'm gonna say after every episode, especially these newer episodes, if you're watching this from months or years from when this was released, look at how far we done traveled. Look how far the journey took us already to where we're at now, where you're currently seeing us in our newest episode or whatever. And it's not to pat ourselves on the back, but it's more so to just not only we're manifesting it and showing you that we're manifesting it in real time, but that you can do the same thing. We're not better than you. We're not more talented or nothing like that. We don't have the best equipment, but point is we're doing it every week. We're here. And soon we may get to 2 or 3 a week. Who knows? Who knows what the future holds for us? But
Facts.
yeah, that's pretty much, man. Like I'm saying. So if you're out there, you don't think you can do this, or not even just this as far as podcasts, just whatever. Do this as in do whatever you're trying to do. And it seems like an uphill battle, and it seems like you may never be able to do it, or impossible to do, or people count you out. Block out the noise. Keep going and manifest your destiny, man. You can do whatever you want to do in this world. So
Anything is possible.
as long as you got the will to do it, man. So you put in that work.
But yeah, man, that's pretty much gonna do it. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and it's been the Hollow Bros podcast. Take it easy. God bless. We love y'all, and we out, man. Gang, 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 gang.